Hello, everybody. Just give me a few minutes that I check if all the presenters are here. If somebody of presenters doesn't have the rights to present or share their screen, please let me know. Do you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, perfectly.
perfect.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay, now we have the last one. Just let me know if the presenter from Albania, Erard, is here, Mr. Erard? No? From Albania? Is here? Okay. He will come later on. So I just let me introduce myself. I'm Ksenia Napast. I'm coming from Zavod. I'm welcoming everybody to the 5th Transnational Peer-to-Peer learning webinar of the Repair project, supported by the Interreg Euromed program. Please note that this webinar is being recorded. Today we will hear, and in some cases also see, how young people understand and practice repair. Yeah, and the crucial role they can play in the ecological transition and in shaping the stronger repair culture. Across the Mediterranean area, we see growing interest in the circular solutions, but we also know that repair requires the mix of skills, motivation, opportunities, support. And in this webinar, we will see different perspectives and our views. Our speakers will share inspiring experience and concrete recommendation on how to integrate repair into education, into training, how to engage young people more effectively, and how to make repair a normal everyday choice rather than exception. So firstly, I would like to invite Mrs. Amra Banda, Associate Professor from the Faculty of Natural Science and Mathematics, University of Sarajevo from Bosnia and Herzegovina, to present us her view on how science and education work together to empower students to think and act within the circularity.
Good morning, Ksenia, and good morning to you all. And thank you very much for the invitation. And I will share now my presentation. I hope you see it.
Yes. Can you put it in the presentation mode?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So it's a pleasure.
I will just ask the participants that have
Ho visto stamattina rileggendo un po' la documentazione.
Some of the participants haven't muted the microphone. I will ask them to mute it. I think I muted everybody, but yeah, please, Amra.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure to be part of this discussion on how young people, education, and sustainability can shape more resilient societies. And when we talk about repair and circular economy, we usually focus on technologies, regulation, or business innovation. And we discuss recycling systems, new materials, or some economic incentives. However, one crucial dimension is often underestimated, and that is education, especially scientific education. Today's students live in a fast, digital, and fragmented environment. They scroll more than they read. They process information quickly, and they learn best through direct experience. Long theoretical explanation and abstract concepts often fail to keep their attention. And if we want repair culture to grow, we must adapt our educational approaches to this reality. We must connect science, practice, and real-life problems. In my presentation, I will try to explain why repair needs science and how interdisciplinary and practical education can empower students for a circular and repair-oriented future. So every element of the 9R framework is deeply grounded in natural sciences. Circular economy is often presented as a managerial or political concept, but in reality, it's a material and environmental system. Environmental science helps us understand how waste, how emission, and hazardous substances affect ecosystems and human health. And without this knowledge, we cannot properly evaluate whether a product is truly sustainable. Chemistry explains how materials degrade over time, how toxic substances are released, and why some products become unsafe or unusable after a relatively short period. Physics help us analyze energy efficiency, thermal behavior, and system performance, which is essential when deciding whether repaired products remain functional and environmentally acceptable. Geography connects all these processes to space and place, because repair opportunities, waste infrastructure, and environmental risks are not equally distributed. Also, climate conditions, air pollution, urban density, and accessibility strongly influence product durability and their repairability. Natural sciences transforms circular economy from ideology into evidence-based practice, and they allow us to move from assumptions to measurement and from good intentions to effective solutions. When it comes to education, despite the importance of scientific knowledge, our educational systems often struggle to translate it into meaningful learning experiences. Today's students are intelligent, they are creative, but they are also exposed to constant digital stimulation. Their attention is divided, and traditional teaching methods are often ineffective. Many programs remain fragmented by disciplines, and environmental issues are taught separately from technical, from economic, and social aspects. So sustainability is often presented as a theoretical topic rather than a practical challenge that is connected to everyday life. In many curricula, circular economy and sustainability remain marginal, and they are often treated as optional or project-based topics rather than as core learning outcomes. Cooperation between faculties and schools is frequently limited, and as a result, students may know the terminology of circular economy, but they rarely connect it to their own behavior, to their consumption patterns, and to their professional responsibility. So where should we be? If we want students to truly understand repair and circularity, scientific thinking must become central in education. And at the same time, sustainability and circular economy must be systematically embedded in study program and courses in schools and faculties. They should not remain isolated topics, but become core elements of education. Students should also be trained in evidence-based decision-making using scientific data to decide whether repair, replacement, or recycling is environmentally preferable. And this also requires strong interdisciplinary cooperation because circular transition cannot be taught within isolated disciplinary boundaries, and it requires collaboration between natural sciences, between economics, arts, social sciences, as well as cooperation between universities and schools, as I mentioned before. A good example of this approach is this project, Repair Perspective, which connects multiple faculties and promotes joint learning and problem solving in the field of repair and circularity. This is also important for my institution, Faculty of Science, because we educate future teachers of geography, of physics, of chemistry, which means that knowledge and values are transferred to future generations. Okay, so students must learn how to analyze materials scientifically. They should understand durability, degradation process, and environmental exposure. Education should integrate environmental monitoring and impact assessment, and students should be able to measure pollution, analyze waste streams, and evaluate ecological risks. Lab and field work must be directly linked to circular economy topics. Also, in this context, digital skills are becoming increasingly important. At our faculty, we are involved in the Horizon Europe Next Air project, which focuses on training young scientists to use artificial intelligence for analyzing meteorological and environmental data. Through this project, students also learn how to combine environmental science, data analysis, and digital tools to better understand environmental processes and risk, because repair needs science, science needs digital skills, and students, especially today, need AI literacy. Also, a good example of how science-based education works in practice is a project that we do with our students. It's a work on disposable e-cigarettes. These products are highly popular, especially among young people. It's a product that has a very short lifespan and is designed for convenience and disposability. At the same time, it combines plastic, lithium batteries, and electronic components. And if we analyze it through the 9R framework, we see some serious limitation. Refuse rarely, reduce minimal, reuse almost never. When it comes to repair, it's not designed for repair, and recycle, it's technically very complex process. From an environmental perspective, these products contain heavy metal, hazardous substances, and microplastic sources. And when improperly discarded, they become sources of soil and water contamination in urban environments. As I said, this is a research project with students where they investigate environmental impact through lab analysis and assessment of disposal pathways. And similar approaches are also used in other student projects related to air quality monitoring and waste assessment. And we believe that this connects youth behavior with scientific evidence, and that students realize that their everyday choices have some measurable environmental consequences, and sustainability then becomes tangible, it becomes local, and it becomes personal. So through interdisciplinary and science-based education, students gain much more than theoretical knowledge. They develop analytical skills by interpreting environmental data and assessing risks. They develop system thinking by understanding connection between consumption, waste, and pollution. They develop responsibility by engaging directly with environmental problems, and they also learn how to communicate their findings to communities, to institutions, and to the decision makers. And this is essential for building public awareness and influencing policies. We believe that in this way, students evolve from passive consumers of information into active contributors to circular transition. Repair is really not only about fixing object. Repair is also about understanding why systems fails, how materials behave, and how environments respond, and how human decisions...
Sorry to interrupt. There are some people in the waiting room, if you can accept them. Sorry.
It's okay. So, as I said, repair is not only about fixing objects, it's about understanding...
Sorry, I don't see them in the waiting room, and I cannot accept them in the meeting.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, I will send the link to the chat again. Okay.
Thank you.
Repair is also about understanding why system fails, how materials behave, and how environments respond, and how human decisions shape these processes. And this is why repair needs science, why science needs interdisciplinarity, and why students need meaningful, practical, and engaging education. When students learn to make science-based decisions, to collaborate across disciplines, to engage with real communities, and to think critically about sustainability, repair becomes more than a technical activity. Repair becomes a mindset. So if we want a truly circular future, we must start to educate for it differently. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your presentation. Does anybody have any questions?
Can you share the link with us, please?
Yes,
because many
I'm
people
sharing.
cannot join the meeting, and I mean it's a pity because our colleague Amra had a great presentation. Some colleagues were not able to follow that. I mean, it's.
I have shared the link to the Google Drive, to the chat.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we may proceed, or we are waiting a little bit does anybody have any questions for Amra? No. Nobody is coming to get into the meeting right now. So everybody has been accepted. I don't.
Actually, not. People are trying to connect now. I think it's the best option is just to take a short break, 2, 3, 5 minutes, and let other people to join. Okay.
Okay. I will wait.
maybe can the last people to join send us the link they clicked last in the chat, so that Almir, for example, you may share it with people that are struggling to connect.
Yeah, or just send me the email to the chat, and I directly connect them to the meeting.
Yeah, 2 people from our school is waiting in the waiting room.
Yeah, but I don't see them. That they're waiting.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Thank you.
I have 43 person in the room. I will just put again the meeting. Just to be sure that I copy the right link.
I guess we could proceed now because I don't see like more participants joining in. So I think
yeah, we should try to continue because I just let in one person. I try to with my other computer and the link is just not working. I don't know why. It's just not connecting to the Teams. I don't know why. What is wrong? I have deleted all the restrictions, so everybody can join in. Everybody can present everything, and I don't know what else to do. So
okay,
let's just
we can proceed.
Yeah, we can proceed.
Not waste any more time.
So sorry about these technical issues. So I would like to invite Mr. Luca Lambertini, the trainer and tutor of CEOFS, to share his experience on vocational education and training of young person from Italy.
Thank you. Good morning to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly well.
Okay. Sorry, I'm at school at this moment, so I hope there will be no interruption or noises. I can. Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yeah, can you put it in the presentation mode?
Yeah.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, here we are. Thank you for invitation. Thank you for the speech of Professor Amrabanda. Was very interesting, and I found a lot of connection with our experience here in Bologna. Just a few words to introduce our center. We are a vet center. We are located in Emilia-Romagna, the region of North Italy. We have 4 centers in Bologna, Imola, Parma, and Bibbiano. We mostly work with young people, teenager people in vet activities and with older people in a social inclusion program. In our city, in Bologna, we have a vet center close to the city center, and they work mostly with adult people engaged in the GOLD program for unemployed adults. They can make training opportunities also for people with disabilities, and they have also initial vocational and education course for young people aged between 15 and 18 in retail and sales sector. Where I work, we are in Navile district, and we have activities of training for unemployed adults. Always in the GOLD program is a national program with for inclusion of unemployed person. We have also training opportunity for young people that risk drop out school, and especially we have vocational and educational and training programs for young people in electrical and electronic system. Since few years, we are trying to integrating repair competence in our vocational and educational course activities. At shop headquarters, where I work as teacher and tutor, that's my task here. We make training activity that are strongly focused on the electrical and electronic sector with a clear objective, supporting our students in their transition to employment. A key priority of our center is the promotion of the repair culture and environmental sustainability. VEC system in Emilia-Romagna is a regional system, okay? In Italy, we have different systems, region from region, okay? In our region, in Emilia-Romagna, the VEC system consists in 3-year courses dedicated to specific professional profiles. This course includes many hours of laboratory work, practical subject, and internship. Our students and vet students generally are students with lower opportunities. They have often immigrant backgrounds. Some of them just arrived in Italy and they don't speak Italian. Some of them came from dropout and early leaving school experience. So many of them struggle to follow theoretical lessons or to read and understand complex texts. So we have to find out a practical method to teach them and to train them. Teaching approach are very important in our work. So we use didactic approach based on practical activity, mostly based on practical activities. And learning by doing method are very important for us. It's also important to involve our students with approach based on their interests and their needs, as told Professor before me. That's very important aspect. So repair activities, I think since 2 or 3 years, we found that repair activities can be an effective teaching method for certain subjects that are very important in our professional training course. For example, our students have to learn how to identify malfunction and problem in electrical system or in electronic device. So we knew an association that organized Repair Cafe in our city, and we engage a teacher from this association that come in our center and teach to the students how to identify malfunction and problem in electronic device. And here is his experience comes from repair culture. Together with this teacher and some of our students, we organized some repair cafe here in our vet center, where students can learn how to device work and how to carry out basic reparation. So citizens came with broken device, and our student with the volunteer of the association and with some our teacher try to repair this device together based on the repair cafe method, work method. Okay, the same applies in our sale operator course, where we have a subject called clothing product sector. Here we have a teacher that came from an association. She too comes from an association that worked with reuse and repair clothes. So she involved students, our students, teenagers and adults. In the picture, you can see adults, students in repair activity. So they can know more about clothing products, repairing these clothes, and learning how to make basic reparation. We have seen many good results from this experimentation. For example, first of all, our students are very interested in in our repair skills. Also because, I'm sorry, we have the ring bells. Okay, I can't proceed. Also because they are strictly related to their economic needs. Many of them came from poor family and they cannot buy, for example, a new smartphone if they broke their smartphone. It's difficult for their family. So extended life of clothes or electric device enables them and their family to save money. So there is a real need of our students, and it's very important to engage them in didactical activities. We try to write down some small recommendation based on our experience. Repair and reuse skills are not related only to professional skills. We have seen we work on electronic device, electric system, and clothes products, but also to citizenship and green competence that are very important for successful vet and school pathway. In this photo, you can see our students with a volunteer that works together to repair an electronic device of an elementary school close to our school. They bring us this amplifier, I don't know, and that doesn't work. And then our student and volunteer together try to repair and give back to the school a function amplifier. So it's very important also to build up an active citizen, a participation to the life of community, to know the territory, to meet the other school, to work with older and younger people. So it's not only about professional skills. It's also about citizen and environment skills. So that's one important goal we reached in these years. Repair activity appeals also to young people because it's very close to their everyday life. They're very interested in using smartphone. Who talked before me told about the e-cigarettes. We tried to work on e-cigarettes because it's very common electronic device. All our students use e-cigarettes. All our students use smartphone. So they're very involved and engaged in a better knowledge about their device. Most of them just try to make simple reparation. There's a lot of tutorial video online. They do that with friends or with brother and sister in family. So we find out that there are the spread repair culture also in the in students with low skills and low possibility, you know. So it's another important goal. The lab you can see in the photo we made in a classroom where every teacher told us, oh, it's impossible to work with this class. There is also many nights, nobody follow the lesson. But work on the electronic device, making difficult operation and using computer and work with them. We made a 3-hour laboratory with the City Metropolitan of Bologna, and that was a very successful experience because they were interested. They knew that what they learned has a material and practical effect on their life. Repair can be also an activity, economic activity related to entrepreneurship skills. So in our courses, we organized internship in small or medium enterprise. So some of our students can improve their reparation skills, make a working experience in a reparation lab or where they can learn how to repair notebooks, smartphones, or other electrical appliances. And this is a very important professional skill. There are many shops that are opening in our city. Many people now look for reparation professional that can repair their device. There are growing needs to cover. So it can become also a job opportunity, a career opportunity for our students. That's our experience. I hope it's useful. If you have any question, I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, Dora, you have a question?
Yes, thank you.
We can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Albertini, very interesting presentation. Sorry, I don't know.
I can't hear you because somebody has opened the microphone.
Just a second. Somebody else is
Okay.
talking. Persons.
Mio papà ha detto che come prezzo va bene, quindi
Okay.
Dora, you can start.
Can you hear me now better?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Firstly, many congrats for your presentation, Mr. Labertini. Very interesting things. I need a clarification. Correct me if I'm wrong. You mentioned in your recommendation something like green competencies. Can you clarify what exactly do you mean by that?
I don't know, maybe I use the wrong word, but I meant activity on, green comp means how to, I don't know, save energy or material on sustainability. I don't know, environment sustainability. And it's important for us to start from practical activities so they can understand immediately what are the consequences of their behavior, as a buyer, I don't know. So that's what we do. It's difficult for us to talk about sustainability in theory, okay? We are not at university, we are not in a high school. We need practical activities and practical consequences to show them, and they understand and share this kind of arguments. They find this very of topics, and they're interested.
Okay, I understand. Thank you very much.
We have another question about the. Sorry, I lost the key. It is possible to explain why the GOL is.
Yeah, GOL is a national program for unemployed people. So they receive an income, economic income, and but they have to participate to training course. So it's focused on adults that have to learn new skills to approach the job market. Goal is, I don't remember, sorry, what that means, the letters, but it's a national program. We made it with PNRR European Fund and spread in all Italy. And normally vet center make this kind of program. We work in courses in our vet center and with internship in economic activities. So, but it's related with adults.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Is there any more questions?
Andres, right now that in Madrid we have a repair cafe either. Yeah, we have not a repair cafe, but we met an association, a volunteer association that organized repair cafe in our city. So we organized a meeting with them and we found a lot of connection with our activities. So one of this volunteer become our teacher, okay? And he bring this work method in our courses. So with him and with other teachers, we organize some repair cafe that is not in the school schedule, okay? It's volunteer activities in the afternoon. We organize here with our students and with citizenship of our neighborhood.
Thank you. Any more questions? No, if not, we can proceed to the presentation of the participatory school-based approach from France and how learners can be actively involved in repair and environmental transition actions. I would invite Karine Boyer, the biology teacher, for Marseille to have the presentation?
Hello, everybody, and
Yes.
And thank you for the invitation. At first, we apologize for our intervention in French. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Karine?
So, yeah.
Bonjour.
Bonjour Bernard. Bonjour Karine. This is Karim speaking. So French repair partner. So yes, indeed, Bernard and Karine are going to have the presentation in French, but the slides are in English, and there is available as well the summary of their speech. I can put it in the chat, for example, if you want, available for you guys.
Yes, just let me know, should I share the presentation or they will share it by themselves, because they have the presentation mode, or you will share it?
Bernard, Karine, est-ce que vous voulez vous-même?
Oui, Karine, je vais partager mon écran. Je vais partager mon écran.
Donc voilà, je vais commencer à parler en français. Donc nous allons présenter, Karine et moi, 4 dispositifs que notre association NEED mène sur la région sud en France. 4 dispositifs qui vont depuis l'école jusqu'à l'université et qui ont pour caractéristique d'accompagner les populations dans la transition écologique dans une approche participative. Et donc, on fait participer depuis les élèves des écoles maternelles jusqu'aux étudiants de l'université d'Aix-Marseille en particulier. Le premier dispositif s'appelle Régénération. C'est un programme qui est destiné à transformer des lieux d'éducation. Donc des écoles, des lycées, des collèges, des universités, quelquefois des crèches pour les bébés. Et donc c'est une approche qui est d'abord territoriale. On fait participer l'ensemble des acteurs sur un territoire. Donc on contacte les élus, les maires de la ville ou les directeurs de région, et on les forme une fois qu'ils se sont engagés dans le dispositif, et ils s'engagent à transformer des lieux d'éducation sur les 3 ans selon les préconisations que les personnes concernées vont élaborer. Donc c'est une approche territoriale, c'est une approche aussi partenariale, puisque donc c'est l'ensemble des structures du territoire qui sont concernées, les élus, les associations, quelquefois les entreprises, que nous mobilisons et que nous faisons participer. Et donc c'est une approche participative, c'est le point principal, puisque nous mettons en place des formations auprès des adultes, des ateliers auprès des jeunes, depuis la maternelle jusqu'au lycée, comme je l'ai dit, qui font des diagnostics et qui émettent des préconisations à partir des ateliers que nous menons. Ces préconisations touchent l'ensemble de la structure du bâtiment. Ça va depuis le bâti, les équipements, jusqu'au projet pédagogique, en passant par les usages, l'engagement des jeunes eux-mêmes pour modifier leur comportement dans un sens de transition écologique. En fait, on mène 2 dispositifs à l'intérieur de ce programme. Un qui est donc pédagogique, qui permet aux élèves de faire des propositions, mais on mène aussi, notre service technique mène aussi un diagnostic quelquefois plus poussé, notamment en matière d'énergie, donc sur 4 domaines 5 domaines: l'alimentation, la biodiversité, les déchets, l'eau, l'énergie et aussi la mobilité. Évidemment, dans nos programmes est inclus l'économie circulaire, surtout lorsque nous abordons les questions d'alimentation et de déchets, comme va le montrer maintenant Karine.
Alors là, on vous présente un exemple de ce dispositif qui a eu lieu donc en école maternelle et élémentaire à Draguignan. Il y a une première phase préparatoire où on va rencontrer les adultes notamment et on va mettre en place, donc formaliser le projet et avoir un atelier formatif collectif qui va s'adresser à tous les acteurs du groupe scolaire, que ce soit les agents techniques ou que ce soit les professeurs. Tout le monde va assister à cette formation, va être formé, acculturé notamment au réchauffement climatique, puisque l'économie circulaire est en étroite relation avec le réchauffement climatique. Dans une deuxième phase, on va lancer l'événement avec un côté, on va dire, festif, pour associer aussi bien les enfants que les adultes du territoire, y compris les parents. C'est-à-dire qu'on a dans ce dispositif l'objectif d'associer les proches, les parents des enfants, dans cette acculturation au réchauffement climatique, à l'économie circulaire notamment. On va commencer un diagnostic technique, puis on va avoir un diagnostic également pédagogique, avec tout d'abord un atelier d'acculturation, un atelier généraliste. Puis cet atelier généraliste va être suivi d'un atelier diagnostic dans une thématique choisie par l'enseignant. Donc ça peut être l'alimentation, la biodiversité, l'eau, l'énergie avec la mobilité et aussi tout ce qui est lié aux déchets. Mais sachant que toutes ces thématiques vont être en étroite relation, on va ensuite avoir une phase de mise en commun de toutes les préconisations qui seront choisies et, on va dire, émises par les élèves. Donc, c'est l'atelier synthèse des diagnostics et préconisations qui sera suivi d'un forum où les élèves vont expliquer aux autres élèves leurs idées de préconisation dans les différentes thématiques. Et on va se rendre compte que toutes ces thématiques sont étroitement liées, d'où la conception donc, de l'économie circulaire, qu'on doit donc avoir une vue systémique des choses. Un premier exemple, celui qui est réalisé en école maternelle. Donc en France, l'école maternelle, c'est pour des enfants de 3 à 6 ans. On va travailler sur 4 lieux de leur école au travers d'histoires et de chansons. Donc la cour d'école, la salle de classe, les sanitaires et la cantine. On va leur demander de choisir des préconisations pour améliorer donc l'impact environnemental des activités. Et on va par exemple leur proposer de réutiliser du matériel. Par exemple, réutiliser des bouteilles en plastique pour élaborer des mangeoires pour oiseaux. On va pouvoir utiliser des planches de bois qui nous restent pour faire des abris pour les escargots. On va leur apprendre aussi ce que c'est que composter. Pour ce qui est de la salle de classe, on va pouvoir utiliser du matériel comme des bâtonnets de glace pour réaliser des jouets, donc réutiliser du matériel, mais aussi leur apprendre que plutôt que de jeter un jouet, eh bien, il vaut mieux le réparer. Donc, réparer les jouets, mais aussi se les prêter, savoir être solidaire également, puisque tous les enfants n'ont pas la possibilité d'avoir des jouets. Leur apprendre aussi à faire des économies, notamment des économies d'électricité, et aussi leur apprendre à choisir le matériel scolaire, c'est-à-dire que plutôt que d'utiliser des feutres en plastique, on va travailler sur des crayons en bois, donc travailler aussi sur la notion de ressources naturelles. Ici, vous avez le cas des sanitaires, où là, on va travailler sur l'économie de la ressource en eau, en apprenant à tirer la chaise qu'une seule fois, en se lavant les mains correctement pour la santé, mais tout en économisant, en ne gaspillant pas l'eau et en ne jouant pas avec l'eau. On va avoir ensuite à la cantine un travail sur le gaspillage alimentaire, donc savoir goûter les aliments, éviter de laisser des aliments dans son assiette, tout finir, et éviter également de laisser de l'eau dans son verre et essayer de tout boire. Donc ça, c'est pour les plus petits. Ensuite, on a l'école élémentaire. Donc l'école élémentaire en France, on est sur des enfants de 6 à 11 ans. Donc, comme je vous l'ai présenté précédemment, on va avoir un premier atelier généraliste d'acculturation au réchauffement climatique, puis un atelier thématique sur l'une des 6 thématiques qu'on vous a présentées, où là, ils vont réaliser un diagnostic eux-mêmes pédagogique sur cette thématique-là, pour être en mesure ensuite de proposer des préconisations. C'est-à-dire, au plus on va grandir dans l'âge des enfants, au plus les enfants vont être en mesure eux-mêmes, à partir du diagnostic, de proposer des préconisations eux-mêmes. Donc là, on vous a pris l'exemple de la thématique des déchets, où on va établir un tableau de diagnostic des déchets au sein de l'école. Donc le plastique, les emballages, etc. Et ensuite, les élèves vont être amenés à proposer des recommandations dans 3 grands types de domaines. Les équipements, par exemple, installer des composteurs au sein de l'école. Équipements qui peuvent être donc, pour l'école, donc en lien avec les collectivités, comme la mairie, ou en lien avec les familles. C'est-à-dire, par exemple, plutôt que d'utiliser des bouteilles en plastique, pour l'eau, on va utiliser des gourdes. Ces recommandations, elles peuvent également être de l'ordre des usages, où on va, par exemple, leur expliquer qu'il vaut mieux acheter en vrac plutôt que suremballer et emballage individuel. On va aussi travailler sur le fait maison. On va travailler sur aussi le marquage des vêtements, du matériel pour éviter de les perdre et du coup pouvoir les retrouver. Et ensuite, on va travailler sur les projets éducatifs. Donc, projets éducatifs pouvant être proposés, c'est de créer un Fab Lab, c'est-à-dire des ateliers à l'école, avec notamment les parents, pour réparer, eh bien, par exemple, les jouets, les doudous, etc., donc en faisant de la couture, réparer aussi tout ce qui est lié à l'électronique, et réparer aussi tout ce qui est lié à la mobilité, notamment les vélos, c'est-à-dire apprendre à réparer son vélo plutôt que d'en acheter un nouveau. Donc, on va travailler aussi sur l'organisation de bourses, c'est-à-dire d'échanges de vêtements, de livres, de jouets. Voilà tous les projets possibles qui vont pouvoir se mettre en place. Et dans un deuxième temps, maintenant, on va vous présenter un exemple de ce qui peut se faire, cette fois-ci, à l'échelle d'un territoire en démarche de développement durable et qui va de la maternelle au lycée. C'est-à-dire qu'on va travailler sur un territoire donné avec un projet commun. Ici, par exemple, on a le projet du territoire littoral Marseille Sud sur comment s'adapter et atténuer les impacts du dérèglement climatique sur le littoral méditerranéen. Et donc, l'économie circulaire va avoir toute sa place. Et on va faire le lien également avec les objectifs du développement durable qui sont intégrés totalement au programme de l'école maternelle, élémentaire, collège et lycée et université en France. C'est-à-dire que maintenant, c'est depuis plusieurs années intégré à nos programmes. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'un territoire en démarche de développement durable? Eh bien, c'est constitué de plusieurs structures scolaires, comme je vous l'ai dit, mais aussi de partenaires. Ça peut être les collectivités territoriales, des partenaires institutionnels, mais aussi des associations, et notamment des associations locales qui vont travailler sur la réparation d'un certain nombre d'éléments. On va avoir, donc cette fois-ci en collège et lycée, des élèves qui sont en mesure eux-mêmes de proposer des projets qui vont du diagnostic jusqu'à la mise en œuvre de l'action. Donc, ils vont pouvoir, par exemple, un des exemples on vous a mis ici à l'écran, c'est d'organiser une collecte de vêtements et une friperie eux-mêmes, c'est-à-dire que l'adulte est là, le professeur est là juste pour accompagner leur projet. Le financement, donc ce que l'argent va rapporter de cette friperie, va ensuite servir à l'achat de lots pour un concours d'art en déchets. Le concours d'art en déchets, c'est une façon de sensibiliser à cette problématique des déchets. Comment est-ce qu'on peut les réutiliser? Comment on peut faire à partir de ces déchets de l'art, du beau? Et tout ceci étant conduit par les élèves eux-mêmes. Et pour diffuser du coup les bons gestes et tous ces projets, ils ont mis en place un journal, le journal donc du Collège Marseille Vert par exemple, qui est le petit informateur, où ils vont faire un certain nombre d'articles et notamment on va avoir des articles sur comment mieux consommer et la réparation va faire partie intégrante de cette partie-là. On a ensuite un projet dans les études supérieures. Donc là, on a un exemple en master première année pour les futurs professeurs des écoles, futurs professeurs de collège et de lycée, qui vont travailler autour des controverses socio-scientifiques à partir de questions socialement vives. Ils vont avoir comme outil, alors, qu'est-ce que c'est de ces questions socialement vives? Elles sont en fait vives au moins dans 3 domaines. Le côté scientifique, elles ne font pas consensus forcément entre tous les chercheurs. Elles vont être sociales, elles sont relayées par les médias et font l'objet de débats sociétaux. Et d'un point de vue didactique,
Ça y est. OK.
Sorry. Can you please turn off the microphone who has joined the meeting? Okay.
Merci.
You can proceed, Corinne.
Merci. La didactique, donc leur complexité et le fait qu'elle n'ouvre pas ces questions socialement vives sur des savoirs scientifiques stabilisés, et ça va mettre du coup les éducateurs un petit peu en difficulté. On va pouvoir avoir comme outil pour aborder la complexité des questions socialement vives la cartographie des controverses. Cette cartographie des controverses, on vous a mis ici un exemple d'une question socialement vive sur les vêtements de seconde main. Vêtements de seconde main, solution ou bonne conscience. On pourrait se dire qu'effectivement, il y a tous les avantages vont pour des vêtements de seconde main, sauf que si on prend des plateformes de vente de vêtements de seconde main comme Vinted, pardon, eh bien, en fait, ces vêtements, ils vont pouvoir venir de très loin. Ces vêtements, ils vont pouvoir être suremballés. Donc, du coup, ça ne va pas forcément être, au niveau de l'impact environnemental, la bonne solution. Si par contre, ces vêtements de seconde main viennent d'une ressourcerie locale, on aura là davantage d'impact favorable à l'environnement. Autre possibilité, plutôt que d'acheter de nouveau des vêtements, on peut se dire qu'on fait avec les vêtements qu'on a déjà et qu'on va les réparer. Donc, dans ces cas-là, on va regarder au sein du territoire quels sont les lieux où on pourra aller faire réparer ces vêtements si on ne sait pas le faire soi-même. Donc là, vous avez un exemple qui a été réalisé par des étudiants donc de Master MEF première année. Et on se rend compte que selon les groupes d'étudiants, pour une même question socialement vive, eh bien, ils ne vont pas se représenter le débat de la même façon. Ici, vous avez un autre exemple où là, les étudiants ont pris en compte les 4 piliers du développement durable, l'environnemental bien sûr, mais aussi l'économique, le social et le culturel. Donc, d'un groupe à l'autre, le débat va être différent. Donc, autre projet que nous menons, cette fois-ci avec des étudiants de Master MEF deuxième année, cette fois-ci, au niveau de l'INSPE de Marseille. Ce sont donc l'idée là, c'est que les étudiants, du début à la fin, soient à l'origine d'un projet et conçoivent donc un sondage qui révèle les besoins des étudiants et ensuite choisissent une action à mettre en œuvre en lien avec les résultats de ce sondage et les observations qu'ils ont pu faire sur le terrain. Ils conçoivent ensuite un scénario d'action et un dossier de projet qu'ils vont ensuite soumettre aux instances de l'INSPE et de l'Université d'Aix-Marseille pour éventuellement obtenir un financement de ce projet. Donc ici, un exemple qui a été mené cette année par des étudiants donc, de deuxième année. Ils ont travaillé sur la problématique des 3 R. Ils ont appelé ça objectif 3 R. Réduire les déchets, récupérer dans la mesure du possible tout ce qui est vêtements, matériel scolaire, objets électroniques et aussi recycler. Donc, à partir de l'étude de pourquoi faire ce projet, où est-ce qu'on pourrait installer, par exemple, des lieux de récupération ou au contraire, ils ont parlé, par exemple, d'étagères où on pourrait mettre des manuels scolaires qui ne sont plus utilisés par certains mais qui pourraient être récupérés par d'autres étudiants. On pourrait y mettre aussi un frigo solidaire, un réfrigérateur solidaire où on mettrait des aliments que d'autres étudiants qui n'ont pas les moyens pourraient récupérer, etc. Donc le qui, le quoi, le pourquoi, combien, comment, c'est-à-dire le budget aussi que cela nécessiterait. Et ensuite, l'idée aussi d'évaluer ce projet pour qu'il soit durable. Donc, pour qu'un projet puisse se perdurer dans le temps au sein de l'université. Et je vais laisser Bernard conclure l'intervention.
Oui, en parlant d'une nouveauté dans l'université d'Aix-Marseille, où tous les étudiants de licence doivent passer un module de formation sur la transition environnementale, un module dans lequel est inscrit l'économie circulaire et les circuits courts. Donc, tous les étudiants, les 80 000 étudiants de l'université d'Aix-Marseille devront avoir ce module dans toutes les filières qui devront passer au cours d'une des années de licence, donc de sensibilisation et de formation à la transition environnementale. Merci.
Et nous vous remercions pour votre attention.
Merci beaucoup, Karine et Bernard. C'était très intéressant pour moi. Et je vais leur proposer éventuellement, s'ils ont des questions, de traduire en direct vos réponses éventuelles. Dear participants, well, thank you for your attention. Even though the presentation was in French, maybe some of you caught some of the content. If you have any questions, please ask them, and I will, translate directly the answers of Karine and Bernard. Dora, I see you have a question.
Yes, I actually have 2 questions.
Two questions.
Yes, the first one is which were the responsible actor for these actions from this design until the implementation? It was the university or someone else? And the next question is, it was mentioned that the local authorities supported this action. In which way?
Alors, Bernard, Karine, thank you for your questions, Dora. Bernard, Karine, est-ce que vous voulez que je vous traduise les questions?
Volontiers, oui. Même si...
Oui. Alors, Dora, donc, qui est notre partenaire grec, demandait à clarifier donc qui a été qui a mené ces actions depuis la conception à la mise en œuvre. Voilà, quels sont les acteurs qui ont mis ça en place? Et l'autre question, la deuxième question, c'est Dora, the second question was, you asked if the local
authorities supported this action.
Voilà. Comment les collectivités territoriales ou les collectivités territoriales ont soutenu ces initiatives?
Je réponds à la seconde question, je laisserai Karine répondre à la première. Donc, en fait, ce sont les responsables, on va dire, politiques, les directeurs de l'association vont contacter les élus locaux et c'est effectivement les collectivités qui financent ces interventions dans les écoles, collèges et lycées. À 90%, oui.
Allez-y.
À 90%, il y a un petit pourcentage qui est financé par des entreprises locales.
Okay. So Bernard says that basically the teachers they contacted the local authorities so presented the educational aspect of it, and as you know, you have like several different local authorities that are responsible for the different levels of schools. They supported financially these action up to 90% financially, and the 10% remaining were from private company support donors. So it's 90% supported by the local authorities financially, and 10% by companies. And for the first question, who implemented, Karine is going to answer.
Ouais. Alors, en fait, pour les acteurs, à chaque fois, ça va dépendre un petit peu du dispositif, mais on va toujours s'adresser aussi bien aux adultes qu'aux enfants. Donc, dès le plus jeune âge, on va essayer d'associer aussi les parents à l'école, donc les enseignants, les agents qui travaillent donc de la municipalité. Ça, c'est pour les plus petits. Donc,
alors, peut-être que je vais faire des traductions
oui, pardon,
partie par partie, parce que sinon je vais devoir mémoriser tout. Parce qu'en plus, je pense que la question, c'était aussi qui a... Il y a la question des cibles, mais c'est surtout, je pense, la question, elle portait sur qui portait ces projets. Est-ce que c'est des équipes enseignantes au sein d'un établissement, de plusieurs établissements, choses comme ça, de quel type d'établissement?
Alors, pour ce qui est donc des maternelles, élémentaires, etc., en fait, c'est différent. Il y a l'association qui, par sa démarche, va proposer aux collectivités de suivre le projet.
Okay.
Et donc, du coup, ça va concerner une école maternelle en entier, par exemple, une école élémentaire en entier. Ça va,
donc,
voilà.
Ouais.
Et ensuite, il y a la notion de territoire en démarche de développement durable aussi. Donc ça, c'est lié au ministère de l'Éducation nationale. Et l'association NID est là pour coordonner des écoles maternelles, élémentaires, collèges et lycées autour d'un même projet.
Donc c'est l'association NID qui est au centre et qui va en fait proposer un projet à la collectivité ou à l'État et mobiliser des établissements dans cette initiative.
Oui, c'est ça.
Oui, c'est ça, exactement.
So I have the answer. Because Karine and Bernard, so Karine works in a school, in a secondary school, and Bernard works at Aix-Marseille University. But they are both in an association that is called NEED, as you saw, like NEEDE. So basically, all the initiatives and the projects that they have presented, these are designed by the association. So it's, a pluridisciplinary that gathers many different types of education professionals in it. And so they propose the projects to either the local authorities or the state. And in this process, if the project is validated, and supported financially, then they take the responsibility of mobilizing several schools in the project. And depending on the project, it can be only on preschools or primary schools, or a more multi-layered project. But yeah, the association is the primary driver of this initiative.
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
your answers.
Thank you for your interest.
Don't forget to mention it was a really interesting activity.
Thank you very much. Bah, du coup, Théodora a dit que ça l'a beaucoup intéressé, que ces activités que vous avez présentées. Et so yeah, any other questions from the audience? Anyway, as Xenia put in the chat, the presentations of all speakers today, including our French speakers, are going to be are available on the link that is in the chat. And
Merci beaucoup, Karim, pour la traduction.
Merci à vous pour votre intervention.
Merci.
So, yeah, thank you both. And yeah, if anybody in the audience has any further question on these matters, don't hesitate to get in touch. I am also putting my email address so you can get in touch with us. Xenia, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you. So next, I would like to invite Berta Seguro from Spain, strategic consultant and speaker on young generation sustainability and futures. She will highlight key cultural trends and behaviors shaping how young generation engage with circular economics topics. The floor is yours, Berta.
Hi, hello everyone. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, one moment. Now?
Now it's coming.
Yes. Yes?
Can you put it in the full screen?
Yes, one moment. Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
So, yes, but one moment that I want to hide this. Okay, boom. Okay, so thank you very much for inviting me to this webinar. So, hola everyone, hello. I'm Berta Segura. For those people that you don't know me, I'm the owner of the Mentes Agency. It's an agency focused in market research and future forecasting. So our experience is youth. So today I'm going to explore how youth are related with repair and sustainability. So for me, the first thing that it's very important is that they have a high awareness. They know very much about climate change, but they are limited action. So the thing is that they have grown up with these SDGs. They have experience with the consequence of climate change. Of course, they have seen heat waves, floods every time. So they feel responsible, the care and conservation of the planet, but for them, sustainability consumption is still a privilege. It's a privilege that not everyone can afford. And also they consider that this fight is a fight that maybe should lead the governments and the brands and not them. This is a sensation. The second insight is that they are not yet in the habit of repairing. Here in Spain, maybe it's 10%, 15%, but the good idea is that they are embracing more conscious lifestyles. So I'm going to talk about Spain. Here in Spain, the awareness of climate emergency is still very, very low. Most of them have integrated recycling as a basic sustainable attitude. So they recycle, but most of them is the only thing that they do, because this helps them to feel less guilty. Because for them, to integrate a sustainable solution requires a great deal of effort, and for that reason, they look for easy solutions. And the number three, that for me it's very important, is that the semantic universe of sustainability still feels for them boring and moralizing. When we do market research, all the time appears the same idea. For them, it's like sustainability communication is still framed through urgency, guilt, catastrophe, and for them, this generates a lot of emotional fatigue. Even they feel that sometimes society feel blame or portray the young people as irresponsible, and this generates rejection instead of ownership. So the idea that I want to share with you now in my presentation is that maybe if we change the narrative, if we change the way that we angle sustainability and repair, maybe we can connect with them in a way much more sexy. Because we were analyzing the communication or the narrative about sustainability, about repair in the last years. It has been very connected with ethics, eco-anxiety, responsibility, but we have lots and lots of entry doors about playful, nostalgia, status, saving, and maybe these entry doors are more connected with the attitudes of youth people. So today, I invited you to explore with me another gateways and other entry doors to sustainability and repair. In my company, in Dementes, we have a method, mindset method, as you can see. We have 4 entry doors. One entry door is connected with status, power, innovation. Another entry door is connected with creativity, with fun, with enjoyment. Another is about values, ethics, belonging, and another one about tradition. So my idea today is that analyze that during the last decades, sustainability and repair is very close to the values, no? Always when we talk about sustainability and repair, we talk about consciousness, ethics, no? Solidarity, but we have thousands and thousands of entry doors. Socialization, nostalgia, craft, limited edition, fun, saving. So today I would like to invite you to explore these entry doors. So because I'm completely, I think that if we want to activate the younger generation in the culture of repair, maybe we should change the narrative. So let's go with the first one. The first entry door connected with the yellow color. The yellow color is about saving, creativity, and fun. All the time, my presentation is organized with, I make a question, I connect with an insight, I see an opportunity, and then examples and examples, okay? This is a little bit how I have structured the presentation. So the first thing is, can repair be a smart choice for the kids? So the insight here is, young people don't usually have much money. Normally, young people, they have in this precarious lifestyle. So for that reason, they need to implement all kinds of strategies to solve the current economic downturn. So what we are seeing here is the opportunity that we are evolving from the ownership economy to the collaborative economy. They are users of rental, subscription, sharing, and second-hand business models. Of course, if you ask them if they want to have materialism, is quite probably they'd say, yes, I want it, but they can't because they don't have money. But after using these new business models like rental, subscription, etc., they have discovered that these strategies allows them to access all kinds of products and services at a very low cost. So at the end, they like it, this economy, this collaborative economy. So here in Spain, we have lots of business models built around this collaborative access. Here you can see YouGo application or Bising application. Both of them are sharing economy. You pay per use. You want to use Bising, you pay just only for the kilometers that you are using this vehicle. Also here in Spain, it's very in fashion exchange of wardrobes. Clothing swapping is extremely common among young people because this allows them to exchange clothes. So they have the sensation that they have new garments, new clothes all the time. Of course, are second-hand products, but for them are new. So through this strategy, they can have new things, but without spending very much money. The second one is like second-hand has shifted from necessity, poor people, to a smart choice. So today, resale ecosystems are emerging as a key economic spaces for youth. They provide a mechanism so they can buy, they can sell different products. So at the same time that they are getting new stuff, they are earning money. Here in Spain, we have Vinted and Wallapop. There are 2 platforms of second-hand products. You can find garments, furniture, sneakers, whatever you want. But it's amazing because when we do this market research, we see that young people develop diverse monetization strategies. They analyze the competence, the market, and they design strategic and tactical approaches to get a lot of money. So the kid is like, no, this month I want to earn 100 euros. So the thing here is that the driver that moves them, it's not sustainability, it's money, it's saving. So it's important to understand this because if you want to connect with them, maybe if we talk about saving instead of sustainability, maybe we can engage them with more deeply approach. The same happens with reconditioned products. If you ask a kid, would you like to have a 16 iPhone, a new one? That person is going to say, yes, I would like it, but they don't have money. So they need to go to these reconditioned products because are cheaper, so they can access to this kind of technology, but saving money. So the entry door for the refurbished devices, is affordability. So we have to think, and also they are very critical because when we ask them about what they think about repair culture, they have good attitude to repair, but they are very critics with this planned obsolescence. For example, the iPhone is extremely difficult to repair. When something breaks, you need to buy a new one. And the world, the society, the economic system invite you to replace all the device. It's very difficult. It's impossible to repair an iPhone. But for example, in contrast, we have this Firephone. Firephone is a new company that have emerged with this modular device designed to easily being repaired. So the idea is that, okay, I'm going to repair, but first the company, the brands, has to launch products that can be easily repaired. So here we have this polarizing mindset. So here, as you can see in the yellow door, maybe repair, if we talk about savings, we are connecting more with them. The next one is about how repair can be relevant to young people, okay? Imagine that we are now in this attention economy. It's very difficult to get their attention, to send to them to talk about, for example, repairing, no? Because today, young people are oversaturated with all kind of stimuli, advertising, So only those experiences that provide something more, something new, will attract their attention. Imagine that young people, they have information about party, clubbing, dating, trends. So how can be relevant for them talking about repairing? So here, when we analyze young people, what we see is that the things that connect with young people is the wow experience. The wow experience full of toppings. But what does it mean this? When we talk about topping is this ingredient that you put on an ice cream to boost its flavor. But if we move toppings to repairing experiences, for example, we're talking about that the experience has to be different, unusual, unique, irreverent, something that they say, wow, I want to go to this workshop. Something that talk about hybridization experiences, or something that break them all. So here, the strategic thing is the narrative. For example, here in Barcelona, we have Juxta. Juxta is a training collective that combines fitness and yoga sessions into a nightclubs. You are playing yoga, but you have a DJ playing music. You have mocktails that are cocktails without alcohol. So Juxta transforms traditional wellness activity into a cultural event. Or the same is happening with, for example, the growing of this hybrid experience. You can go to Pine, a workshop, but you can combine with wine testing. So my question is, can we do this coffee repair cafes mixed with other things that can be more sexy for the young people? So here the entry door is playfulness. How can we transform repairing into a playful enjoyment moment? The next one, the green entry door, is about consciousness and health. Normally, in the traditional sustainability communication, always we do this entry door. Here a question. Can sustainability move beyond political correctness? Because sometimes it's like, no, you have to be sustainable if you want to be a good person. So if you don't do it, you feel that you're a bad person. It's the way that young people feel. So for example, the language of sustainability is still anchored to very blaming, moralizing, and alarmist tone, which sometimes generates rejection among young people. So what we are seeing here is that if we contemporate the language, maybe we can connect with them. From recycling, because the word recycling is more you should do, you must do. If you want to be a good person, you should, you must. But to upcycling is much more connected with creativity, creation. So the vocabulary is very, very important. So if we want to connect, maybe we have to balance narrative of responsibility and ethics, but with the codes of communication connected with fun, coolness, and fashion. That is the way that the young people, speak and talk. Here, for example, is Claudia Badia. Claudia Badia is a Spanish influencer focused on upcycling. So through tutorials, she shows how to transform old garments into unique, fashionable pieces. So she used the culture of do it yourself to connect with their fans. And for example, we have another example. This is Klima Bar. Klima Bar are two young women who have reinvented how to speak about climate uses. Instead of using traditional and institutional language, they speak directly with humor, irony, and strong activism. And they have connected very well with this young generation because they have understand how to implement TikTok culture into their message, no? So maybe the entry door here to repair is integrate new codes of communication. The blue one is connected with connectivity, links, and nostalgia. The question here is, can we transform repairing into a socialization and digital detox activity? Here we have two insights. The first insight is connected with this digital fatigue. So today young people are increasingly aware of their dependence on social media. And as a consequence, they are leading to seek analog, tangible, and authentic spaces as a way to combat this digital fatigue. They are doing this digital detox all the time. Number two is that among young people, there is a feeling that they are living in this awakening of links. They are very connected. They have all kinds of devices to connect in social media, in mobiles, but they feel very alone. Loneliness is one of the things that will be very relevant in this decade. So for that reason, they are looking for real connectivity in real life. So maybe we can talk about conscious socializing. Now it's very, very on fashion among young people. This conscious socializing is about socialize without technology, distractions, and outside the bar culture. Because here in Spain, we have a lot of bar culture. Kids want to go to the bar, drink beer and this, but they are looking to get out the dictatorship of social networks. They are looking for real meeting spaces. So for example, this is an advertising that is recently a campaign in New York. It was a campaign promoting an AI virtual friend application, friend.com. But as you can see, was vandalized in the streets and people was writing, we don't want virtual friends, we want real ones. So something that we can see is that young people is showing this fatigue to the hyper-connected life. So they are looking for disconnect, detox, real spaces. The same of this. This is sober social. Sober social is another word that they are using very, very much, that it means socializing without alcohol, but not only alcohol, also excess, noise, distraction. There are a lot of matcha parties, coffee parties that happens during the morning. People go in a coffee, they drink a coffee or a matcha or a chai mate, and they dance without the drinking alcohol or being in the nightlife environment. So the idea here is that maybe to go to a workshop to repair things can be an excuse in real life to make links, to make bonds, to connect other people. So maybe the entry door can be links. And the last one, that is the red one, is connected with craft, innovation, and coolness. The question is, can we turn repairing into a cool lifestyle? Because sustainability connects with young people when it's understood as a lifestyle and an identity. Is I'm a conscious person, and if I integrate a conscious lifestyle, and this lifestyle is helping me to generate my personal branding, this will connect very well with the kids. Because at the end, repairing sustainability will be a fashion strategy to them. Examples, I put this, that it's, of course, it's very obvious, and we know everybody in this room, cycling mobility. So many young people move around cities by bike. But the thing here that you have to understand is that most of them don't do it because of environmental impact. They do because it's cool, it's urban, it's aesthetics, it's aligned with lifestyle. Of course, at the same time is okay, is less, it's not don't contaminate, but the main driver it's not sustainability. And the same happens with aluminum bottle. Many women use aluminum bottles as a part of their yoga outfit. So aluminum bottle is an outfit, is a complement of fashion that helps me to have this yoga lifestyle. And the same, for example, menstrual cup. They don't use menstrual cup because they can reduce the contamination of tampons. No, they use it because at the end is empowerment, is autonomy, is feminist identity. So behind some acts, there are other things that if we understand, we can connect with them in an easy and impactful way. So the entry door here maybe can be lifestyle. If repairing or repair is something cool, is something that is making me, my image more sexy, I'm going to entry. And the last one is, could repair be the business model of the future? Because there are a lot of young people that they are starting conscious business. Of course, there are lots, but they lack visibility. So maybe if we have here the opportunity to make the greenpreneurs visible so that they can become aspirational reference for the next generations. Because what is not seen is not known. So we have to give visibility to those young entrepreneurs who are changing the world, because they can be reference, aspirational reference for the next generations. Here in Catalonia or in Spain, we have lots of examples of this kind of greenpreneurs. Zero waste application. This is a tool that facilitates a plastic-free and waste-free lifestyle, allowing users to locate bulk stores, packaging-free products, and recycling points. The idea is that help the users to integrate this zero-waste lifestyle. Or, for example, we have Naturbrush, is the first Spanish brand specializing in 100% biopersonal hygiene products with bamboo as the main material. And also, for example, we have Back Circular is the new hub of economic activity dedicated to the circular economy. So all these kids, all these young people that they want to entrepreneur or they want to innovate, they can go there and they can receive training in this circular economy. So at the end, we have many opportunities to connect with young people because we have all these bullet points. So maybe we need to change the narrative or we need to change the point of view. So thank you very much. Gracias. And if you have any question, I will be very happy to answer.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes. Please, Amaya.
Amaya.
Yes. Thank you very much, Berta. Amazing. I have enjoyed a lot your presentation. I have a question about, do you think that polarization of young people now is a challenge? Or in other words, do you think that we can connect with all kind of young people, regardless their political ideas? Thank you.
Well, now it's very complicated because this polarization is a fact, it's a reality. I think that maybe what we need to do is to angle different entry doors. Maybe there are some kids that there is one entry door that we can connect with this, but not with everyone. So maybe we need to design a strategy to angle different strategies for different kids, because not the entry doors connect with all the kids. Miriam.
Miriam?
Yes, hello. Yeah, I have a question regarding Shin. Here, it's a fact of economy. Young people go to this kind of consumption sometimes. So, what can we say regarding Shin, which is economical, cheaper when young people say it's too expensive to buy other stuff? And we know that they have also a digital marketing very, very strong towards young people. So how can we change, for example, the vision without being too hurry up, all these kind of things to this kind of, for example,
Yes,
this brand, which is a big problem in France and probably.
No, for example, no, it's a very good question because they move, they oscillate, no? They are contradictory all the time. They buy in chain, but then they buy in Humana in second hand. So the thing is that young people, they don't have money. And this is a fact. So because they don't have money, they need to use this kind of brands that are cheap, are accessible. So they go them because it's the only way that they can get new garments. But then they feel bad. I feel bad, I feel guilty. So maybe then I go to another brand, secondhand, I exchange my wardrobe. So they are compensating all the time their behaviors. So they are both. They buy in chain, but at the same time, they are responsible. They are both. And it's the same person.
Okay, so we cannot say stop now, right now, because say make a move for.
It's difficult. It's difficult because they don't have money if they want to access to when maybe.
Τώρα μπήκε από Firefox, το πιστεύεις?
Sorry? I don't listen.
It's okay. Oh, okay, you can continue. Somebody has joined with the microphone.
Okay. Yes, Miriam, it's complicated. I think that we need education, but at the moment, this education it's not enough. It's not enough to change their behavior or their attitude. But I think that in the future, because this will be more integrated in their way of thinking, but we need time. I think it's time and education. Okay, pues Kenja, next. I pass you the word.
Yeah, thank you. Just the thanks and great presentation are left in the chat. I will ask you to stop sharing your screen, Berta.
I'm still sharing.
Yeah, no problem. And next.
Sorry.
It's okay. Thank you. The next presenter is from Greece, Ilias Saratris. We are pleased to announce participation from Greece. And let's hear what he has to say. At the end, we will also show a short video.
Hello, everyone. It is a pleasure to contribute to this discussion within the framework of the Interreg Euromed program and the Repair Perspective project, bringing together partners from across the Mediterranean region to reflect on repair, youth engagement, and the ecological transition. Today, I would like to share how we see repair here at EduAct through the eyes of young people and how digital tools in engineering education can transform repair from a forgotten habit into a driver of ecological transition. Okay. My name is Ilias Saratsis, and I am a trainer at EduAct, δράση για την εκπαίδευση, as well as a coach of our FTC robotics team. EduAct is a non-profit educational organization based in Thessaloniki, Greece. Since 2013, our organization has been working to introduce innovative educational programs in Greece, focusing on coding, educational robotics, digital skills, green development, and social innovation. Our vision is simple but ambitious, to bring the education of the future into the present for everyone. We believe that when young people are given the tools to explore, design, build, and collaborate, they do not only acquire technical knowledge, they develop responsibility creativity, and civic awareness. Let's start with how repair has shifted across generations, from being a necessity to becoming a conscious choice. For all of the generations across the Mediterranean, repair was often a necessity. Objects were repaired because resources were limited, because products were expensive, or because replacement was simply not an option. Repair was practical, economical, and deeply embedded in everyday life. For many young people today, however, repair is no longer driven by scarcity. It becomes a conscious choice. It reflects environmental awareness, ethical consumption, and the desire to challenge the culture of disposability. This generational shift is important. The motivation has changed, and when motivation changes, the narrative changes as well. Young people are not simply repairing to fix something broken. They're repairing to rethink value. How then are young people engaging with repair? In our educational ecosystem, particularly through robotics and STEM programs, we see that young people engage with repair in three main ways. First, through understanding systems. When students build a robot, they must understand how each component interacts with the others. Motors, sensors, gears, code, everything is interconnected. When something fails, they do not throw the robot away. They diagnose, they test, they debug, they improve. This mindset is central to engineering and naturally aligned with repair culture. Second, through problem solving. In competitions such as the First Tech Challenge, students design, assemble, disassemble, and redesign their robots multiple times during a season. They reuse parts, they strengthen weak structures, they modify code instead of rewriting everything from scratch. Repair becomes iterative innovation. Third, through sustainability awareness. Many of our students begin to ask questions. Where do these materials come from? What happens to electronic waste? How long should the device last? This curiosity connects engineering to circular economic principles. Let's hear now from the youth themselves. As part of this webinar, our FTC team prepared a short video to share their perspective on repair, because they couldn't be here due to their school commitments.
There is no audio on the video.
Okay. The video, thankfully there are subtitles. It is also shared in our documents. If someone wants to see it with audio, I think they can see it afterwards. What is powerful about their message is that they do not see repair as something old-fashioned or old-fashioned. On the contrary, they associate repair with creativity. For them, repair means extending the life of a mechanism, redesigning a part to make it more efficient, improving something instead of replacing it, and taking responsibility for what they build and use. The shift is critical. When young people feel ownership over technology, they treat it differently.
Ilias, sorry,
Yes.
Ilias, we don't see your presentation.
There is more slides to it. I will move it forward. They do not become passive consumers, they become active creators. And creators do not discard easily. I think now you should see more of it.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was some points on the video itself. Moving on, let's take a look at the role of digital tools in young people's efforts. Digital tools play a transformative role in this process. Today's young people have access to online learning platforms and global maker communities, CAD software, 3D printing technologies, open source hardware and software, and AI-assisted troubleshooting. These tools lower the psychological barrier to repair. They reduce the fear of failure. In the past, repair required proximity to a specialist. Today, knowledge is distributed. A student can search, watch, simulate, redesign, and test within hours. Digitalization democratizes repair. At the same time, it creates a paradox. While technology can accelerate consumption, it can also empower resilience depending on how it is taught and framed. This is where education becomes crucial. At this point, it is necessary to ask ourselves, what role can young people play in accelerating the ecological transition? Young people are not only beneficiaries of the ecological transition, they can be accelerators. First, they influence consumption patterns. Within families, a teenager who understands sustainability often affects household decisions. Second, they shape future professional ecosystems. Today's robotics student is tomorrow's engineer, designer, policymaker, entrepreneur. If they internalize repair as a core design principle, designing for durability, modularity, and maintainability, they influence entire value chains. Third, they are powerful communicators. Through social media, peer networks, and school communities, they amplify messages rapidly. However, for this to happen, repair must not be presented as a limitation. It must be framed as empowerment. At EdUct, we observe something consistent. When young people understand how systems function, when they develop technical confidence, when they collaborate to solve real problems, they become more responsible citizens. They question disposability, they value resources, they think long-term. Repair in this sense is not only technical practice, it is a civic practice. It fosters patience, critical thinking, and accountability. In a time of climate urgency, these qualities are not optional, they're essential. All things considered, if we want a sustainable future, we must teach young people not only how to build, but how to repair. Engineering the future means designing systems, communities, and mindsets that value longevity over short-term consumption. Through robotics, digital tools, and experiential learning, we see that young people are ready to embrace this responsibility. They're not resistant to change, they're asking for meaning. Repair gives meaning to technology, and education gives direction to repair. Thank you. If you have any questions you would like to ask or any comments you would like to make, feel free. Okay. Yes, Eleni.
Hi, Elias, and thank you very much for your very interesting presentation. You showed us how the engineering mindset supports repair. I would like to answer to ask, are students aware of the planned obsolescence practices followed by many large manufacturers, and how can they respond to this through an engineering and repair mindset?
Yep, definitely. Our students, I think, have come across planned obsolescence in their everyday life. They usually try to make sure they don't cause problems with engineering. For example, in robotics, when we have some motors that must adhere to certain power usage, we write code that prevents the motor to receive more power than it can handle. Or sometimes we have physical limits in order to prevent a motor acting as a generator and breaking the computer behind it. And obviously, through repair, our students get used to seeing how things work, and even if something breaks, even if it is by accident or planned obsolescence by a corporate company, they are ready to try their hands on repairing it. And because when something is broken, and not usable, trying to repair it is just something positive. It can't lead to any negative effects.
Okay, so they kind of trying to handle this obsolescence practices, experimenting and repairing or writing codes maybe sometimes.
Yeah, trying to prevent it the best they can, and when it happens, they try to fix it themselves because they have nothing else to lose when something breaks.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
No, I don't think so. And also in chat, there are no questions. Thank you, Ilias.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Now I would like to invite Marin from Expert in Repair and Reuse from Slovenia, Center for Reuse and Circular Economy, to share his insights from day-to-day circular economy practice in repair and reuse operations.
Hi, hello everybody.
Can you put it in the presentation mode?
Yes. 1 second. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So hi, my name is Marin Zver. I'm here from Center for Reuse. We are the first reuse center and social enterprise in Slovenia. What we do is we're a second-hand store. We have currently 4 stores, but we established more than 20 all over Slovenia. And in them, we employ people with special needs. Currently, we have 36 full-time employees, around 90% of them with special needs. And as a part of our activities, we also, of course, work a lot on repair on all types of items. And with that, we also opened our first fully official repair cafe, which I'll show also today. And I'll explain a bit on from what our experiences are, so why young people do and why they do not repair. So quickly, why does repair even matter to young people? I mean, this was discussed quite a lot, I would say, today. I would say the main part is, of course, money. So why do people, for example, repair cars and phones, but do not repair clothes? It's just simple because of money. But also it's becoming more and more about the environmental impact, because young people are slowly realizing what's is happening with the environment. Another part is also community. So many people, what we're slowly starting with our repair cafes is that we're slowly building a community of repair. So people do not just come for the repairs, or maybe they don't even come for repairs, but they come for the community. And another point is, quite connected to the first one, that they wish to support circular economy and this transition. But the main part still what we see is it always pretty much starts and ends with money. So if it's financially viable to repair it, people will do it. If it's not, it's quite difficult that someone will go into this. But we're trying to address this with community, with also knowledge and similar, so that young people would repair more. And the main reason, like I mentioned, so of course, economic reasons, especially for students, other people with limited income, they will, of course, try even clothing to repair everything they can just to save some money. But this DIY culture and environmental awareness, it's becoming bigger and bigger, and people are sort of realizing more and more about it, so why it's important that they wish to do it. And also because it's sort of becoming a trend, but thankfully a quite long one and a quite permanent one, where you're in the past, so maybe 5-10 years ago, you were seen as someone who couldn't afford new and similar if you bought used. But now it's becoming that it's something that you just do, something that's cool, that you can find things that you otherwise couldn't find and such. So that's also becoming a big reason why young people do repair. Also this, again, desire for uniqueness, this comes a lot with this thrifting trend, that they find something or they make something that's different, that nobody else has it. And the last part is this, what I mentioned before, so social experience, so events like we have, communities and such, where people come usually just because they're friends and similar, and then later on they get really into repair, and that's quite effective to get people into repair, especially people who don't really have knowledge about any type of repairs, because with that they pretty much accidentally learn new skills, learn new things, and then they can actively and easily participate in the repair cafes and similar events. So why do they not repair? The first part, I would say, again, it's all starts and ends, in my opinion, with finances. This is the big part with electronics and fast fashion. So with clothing, of course, I mean, this has been now seen for close to 10 years. It's just too expensive if you want someone to do it, but even if you do it yourself, you need at least some basic equipment, material and such. And with the time it takes, it's even for students now with Shein and other online shops, it's just cheaper and quicker to just go on your phone and buy something new instead of spending time and money to repair something. So that's sort of the biggest issue why young people do not repair, because it's just easier to buy a new, and at the times when it's also cheaper, they will, in 95+% of cases, just go for buying new. A big part that has changed is electronics. So in the past, not too long ago, electronics were still viable to be repaired. But now those are also, I mean, we're talking about sort of more small electronic devices, like for cooking and similar. They're getting cheaper and cheaper, and they also break quicker. So people have sort of less and less interest to repair. And a big part of this is also, I mean, how things are designed to be difficult to repair, for them to have, I mean, pretty much impossible to get spare parts and similar. There are solutions like 3D printers and similar, but for that you need a 3D printer, or at least access to a 3D printer, which again adds a barrier and such. And you have to, of course, know where to find them, how to use it and similar. So then this is the third part of lack of skills. And also a big part of confidence. So what if I try to repair it and then I don't manage and such? But a big part is lack of skills, because again, as things are getting more and more difficult, people have less and less knowledge, and then with the price and everything, so there is no wonder that young people do not repair so many things. Last part is also tools. So there are again more and more options where you can rent tools, but those are also not available to everyone, especially for students living in shared flats. You can just have a ton of tools there, especially ones that you maybe use once, twice per year. And the time pressure and convenience, of course, these are important. So even if it might be financially more viable, if there isn't a huge financial difference, most people, again, with young people, they just buy new because it's easier, because you're going to spend less time and similar. So of course, just go for new. Going on to different psychological and social factors, this comes from fear of failure. So what I mentioned before, what if I try repairing this and then in the middle I don't know how to do it? I forget something, I lose something, whatever, and then I'm just left with random materials. So that's why they often don't go for it. Also, these social norms, they're not completely gone. So they think people might look them differently. So why are you fixing this when you can just buy new and similar? They might think that they'll seem poor or such. This comes a lot with status, and also with social media, it goes sort of both ways. On one hand, there is a lot of promotion on buy used, thrift and such. But on the other hand, people are still, especially young people, buying more and more of new items. So it's sort of two-sided. And of course, the perception that repair is, of course, old-fashioned, and why would you do it if it's not absolutely needed? So the ways, how can you encourage repair among youth? Well, the best way we found was repair education in schools. We often have repair cafes and similar events for schools, so they come by, they see, they work on, so they get, once the children are still young, they get some experience, they get some knowledge on how to repair the things, how to do some basic operations. So once they have to repair something, and once they want to repair something, they already have some basic knowledge on how to do it. So this is mostly what we do to different repair cafes, workshops, and similar. And part of this is also promoting different right to repair policies, and also to make repair visible and cool. This is slowly starting. And the last part is also to support local repair businesses and to connect them. As often people wish to repair something, they don't know how to do it. They're willing to find someone, but the issue is that they cannot find someone. So to promote also the people who do the repair, so that the people who wish to have something repaired actually have the option and possibility of finding them. So the repair cafe I mentioned here, you can see it in the pictures from one of the many events we had. This is organized by us, Center for Reuse. This is at our location in Slovenski Konjice. So these are 2 used containers that were before used for collecting secondhand items at Waste Management Center, and we renovated them and turned them into a nice cozy space where people can come, borrow tools, repair and similar, and learn and work together on repairing different items. And this was also done as a part of our Erasmus Plus project at CASE. Well, if I can just quickly summarize, the main reasons we found were, of course, financial and then lack of interest and skills. The second 2 we're trying to really address through our repair cafes, but the first one still remains a problem. So because new items, especially low quality items, are getting cheaper and cheaper, there's just less and less incentive by young people to repair. Here I have some maybe questions for discussion, but otherwise, if you have any questions, just please let me know. Thank you.
Let's see. In the chat, we don't have nothing, but maybe I have a question for you. Yes. So you have said that you engage young people through schools. Do you engage pupils in primary schools or also in high schools? And what is the feedback from them? Who is more involved in activities?
Yeah. So we engage more or less from kindergarten to college, everything in between. Usually we have end of middle school or beginning of high school. We usually have sort of that age range. But the biggest interest more or less comes from middle school, especially boys, that they can take things apart, see what's inside and similar. So, I mean, the goal with us is to have it as interesting and possible, but generally with everyone, it's quite interesting because usually they don't have the opportunity to just take something, take it apart, try to fix it, and have all the tools available and the knowledge there. And if something goes wrong, it's not really their problem as it's a part of a workshop. So it's a sort of a good experience for pretty much all participants as they can sort of try something they have tried before, but kind of without barriers.
Thank you. We have another question. Sorry. Obviously, in many cases, it's cheaper to buy a new phone than repairing it. We have to, and then it's, okay, we have to make cheaper the distribution of components to equivalent with the phone prices, maybe with the bank of second-hand components. So it's just maybe a comment on everything, yeah? Or make all these phones more expensive as iPhones. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I would say it's 2 parts. I mean, I would say the main issue is that it's so difficult and you can't do it yourself because big parts is, of course, the price of, secondhand, of items of repair. But the biggest cost from our experience is actually finding and hiring someone to do it because usually you can do it yourself because it's too complex, too difficult. So even if that would be addressed, we would be much closer. But yeah, again, the price, because I mean, just looking at the past or looking at, for example, cars, everyone repairs cars. Why? Because they're expensive. So with phones, yeah, it's the issue that they're becoming cheaper and cheaper, especially this more or less known brands. So people it's just not financially viable. Even if your screen breaks now with cheap phones, it's just cheaper to buy a new one than to even fix a screen. So yeah, you're completely right. And also to have more of a better access to spare parts, that will also help a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, if nothing, let's move to the last presenter, Irat Jufelai. I have pronounced it right. So from Albania, the presentation, the role of the national skills competitions in new development, my experience with the Albanian skills. Okay. Now I need to just find out who is the presenter. Because probably you cannot share the presentation, right? What is the acronym of your that you have signed in? Or maybe he's not at the meeting. Anybody from Albania? No? Okay.
No, there are, but sorry, because I was mute because I am in a structure, not in my office today.
I don't see this person in the
me,
meeting room.
me either, because I checked when I entered a little bit late and I don't see him. So sorry about that. Probably something is
no problem.
Not okay.
Then if anybody has something to comment, please. No. Sorry, I have a little bit back noises and I needed to shut them down. If we conclude, I would like to thank you all for joining. Sorry about the technical problems in the beginning. I have a lot of them today. I started without the electricity. I needed to change my location for this webinar. Thank you everybody for actively participated. We have heard very devices and very practical perspective on how young people relate to repair, from science to education, to vocational training, also schools-based initiative, trends in behavior, culture experience, and hand-on repair practices in the end. I think a clear message from today is that youth engagement in repair grows and it's more visible, accessible, and through skills development, inspiring role models and supportive system, it is easier to repair and it's also more attractive choice for young people. I hope that we all have taken away the strengthening of repair culture requirements, that cooperation across educational providers, SMEs, public authorities, NGOs, also communities. This is very important to work everything together. And at the end, I would like to thank you, all the speakers, for very valuable contributions, and to all the participants for your questions and your reflections. And we are looking forward to continue this exchange in our repair network. Please stay connected, follow us on our social media, And what else to say? Have a nice day or a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Merci Bernard.